Hey, this is the World Advice Channel. What I want to talk about today is a topic that's a bit controversial, but it's something that definitely needs to be discussed, which is a topic of why we need to colonize outer space. Now, when it comes to the topic of colonizing outer space, you either have people who are completely for it and against it. You have people who have an absolute passion for it, or people who absolutely have no interest in the idea whatsoever. And what I want to talk about today is why, whether you are on either side of the fence, whether you're interested in space travel or not, or you are for it because you think it's a cool idea, or you're against it for more reasons, whatever the case of the matter is, why we have no choice but to colonize outer space, whether we like it or not. That's what I will be discussing today. So anyway, now that I give my introduction, let's get started. So when it comes to space colonization, why do we need to colonize outer space? Well, the simple reason why we need to colonize outer space is it's simply down to the fact that we are running out of resources on our planet. Because we have so many people on this planet, and obviously the population is going to continue to increase consistently, we don't have much of a choice but to decide to colonize outer space. And even with the population control measures that people have been suggesting for the longest time, okay, we're going to do this to have less people and so on and so forth. Obviously, to restrict the amount of children people can have is sounding like something out of a straight up dictatorship, which obviously most of the world at this point is part of the free world, which means it's non-communist and so on and so forth. Obviously, we cannot truly do that. So we are going to continue to have more and more and more and more and more and more and more people. So as a result of having more and more and more and more and more people, for that matter, especially with the fact that when we talk about the world, we need to think in the long run. We can't think in just our lifetimes. When you talk about the world, you're talking about easily centuries to 1,000 years plus. At some point, we have no choice but to colonize outer space because the population is going to continue to increase. And when it continues to increase, we are clearly going to have more people than ever before. And as a result of having more people than ever before, we clearly need to deal with the resource ramifications for it. And even in our own lifetimes, we are running out of resources, simply be told. So we need to start colonizing outer space. So that is the reason why we need to colonize outer space, is because we're running out of resources for that matter. And even when you look at outer space, the amount of resources that there are is ridiculous. It's estimated that easily a small asteroid, you can look this up yourself, is simply put it, has literally enough metals and materials to literally supply the whole world for easily 1 year. And that's even just one. Our solar system is filled with thousands to tens of thousands of asteroids easily. So the truth of the matter is, if our planet is filled with that many asteroids, we clearly wouldn't have much to worry about when it comes to running out of resources anytime soon if we start doing it. Not to mention, obviously, I know a lot of people are obsessed with this idea. We would obviously have a very limited effect on the natural ecosystem as well, as a result, of course, of, using our own using resources from outer space. So the truth of the matter is, when it comes to the topic of outer space, we clearly, in all honesty, simply put it, need to start colonizing it. We don't have a choice. We screwed up our planet in a bunch of different ways. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. We screwed up our planet. It's time for us to start thinking towards the future. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We are going to continue to have more people and more and more and more people for that matter. So we need to colonize outer space now unless we want to destroy our planet. And to end us off with this, whether or not you actually care about, okay, well, there's some of the stuff that I was bringing up would happen not in my lifetime, so why does it matter? The truth of the matter is, think about it this way, okay? This is not a case of just simply what you like. It's simply a case of basic morals morals whatsoever, for that matter. Okay? The simple truth of the matter is, when it comes to topics like morality and stuff, for that matter, the truth of the matter is, when it comes to topics like morality, the truth is, when it comes to topics like that, why should we create a situation for us to have future generations suffer from us? Because that same argument is what people a century ago, you know, or even centuries ago had that way of thinking. And look at us suffering the consequences of it from it. So it comes down to the fundamental philosophical question: how do you want history to remember you? Do you want it to remember you in a good light, or do you want your own children's children to scorn even your very existence, for that matter? So it's up to you, as this is something that's easily something that can be done, and if it's of enough time and money is put into it, so we can save the world and have a better future for this planet. Anyway, this is my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this video and videos like this, remember to sum this video up and hit the subscribe button, and simply put it, later.